All right, Shalom. This is Gamal Yala out of Great Millstone, Atlanta. Want to give all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM Rakakwadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim that pushing out this truth and sincerity. All right, coming at you with a quick lesson. And this is going to be centered around men deal with reality. All right, or we deal with reality. Okay. Now, one statement that Apostle Gabar has said from even a while back is that men deal with reality. All right, and that's just the truth. Okay, a lot of people tend to ignore reality, and when I say reality, I'm talking about the conditions of the world. Okay, the current status of the world. All right. And when you deal with reality, that means that you're not asleep, okay? You're not darkened, okay? Your eyes aren't darkened to the truth, okay? You're able to see the world for what it is, okay? And that's what it means to deal with reality, okay? Being the realness of the world, okay? When we woke up to the truth, guess what? Our reality was shattered, okay? Or what we believed was true at the time, it turned out to be false, right? So our reality at that current time was altered, okay? And actually, that reminds me of that precept. I believe it's, let me see if I can find it real quick. I want to say, it's like, bear with me one moment. Is it Ephesians 2:12? Yep. It's Ephesians 2:12, that at that time you were without Hamashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without the Most High in the world. What does that mean? That means that, matter of fact, let me see. I'll start at 11. Let me go back up. This is where it says, "Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh," meaning what? Gentile means stranger. All right. And it says we were Gentiles in the flesh, meaning what? We had a Gentile state of mind. We were foreign to the law, statutes, and commandments. We were foreign to the truth. Okay, it says, who were called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands. All right. And I'll keep going. It says that at that time you were without Hamashiach. So just like the point that I made, which is, at that time we were darkened, okay? We didn't have the understanding, all right? We didn't know the reality of the truth, okay? All we knew was falsehood, which we believed to be reality at that present time. This is before we woke up in the truth, right? But once we woke up to the truth, we started, things started to be revealed. Everything was you see the true essence of the world, okay? You see the facade, okay? Just like what's that movie with the yellow brick road? I don't know why I can't. The Wizard of the Oz, right? When they got to the end, they discovered that, the big bad witch, they basically exposed the big bad witch, which I can't really remember what it was, but it was someone that was not intimidating at all, that was pretending to be a big bad witch, which is the same thing with Esau, and that movie is very spiritual because, we think that the big bad witch, here, when you're in the world, you think that, oh, Satan, there's a man in a red suit in a place called hell. All right, then when you realize, oh, it's just the so-called weak so-called white man that's really the devil, right? And you're like, oh, so that's who it is. All right. And once you realize, just like even since I'm quoting movies, just like The Matrix, right? The red pill and blue pill, right? So he presented to him basically to stay in ignorance, or he presented him the red pill, which was to wake up to the truth. I believe it was the red pill, which was to basically wake up to the truth, and there's no turning back. All right, which us being in this truth, we accepted the red pill. All right, we accepted to know the reality, okay, of things. It says, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, which is how we were aliens, meaning we were strange. The truth was strange to us. We didn't know who we were. And strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without the Most High in the world. And that's, like I said, that's how we were. Our hope at that particular time was to be rich and to, basically to make it in the society and be well off. All right. But, as we woke up to the truth, we realized that everything is all it's all smoke and mirrors. Okay. All right. So with that, let's go to Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Okay. And what is that? That means that's talking about reality here. Okay. It says, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. What does that mean? That means reality. If it's speaking, if the prophecies are speaking, right? That means that's, it's clear, okay? The realness of the world is being made clear, it's being revealed. All right, scriptures also say that man of sin be revealed, and that man of sin being the so-called white man, he is being revealed, okay? His car is being pulled. All right, it says, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And like I said, Apostle Kabaro, it says, real men deal with reality. All right. And here it is. You got these guys, Israelites, such as Adam Abbott, that can't even face the reality of the RFID microchip, and, this is the reason I'm doing this lesson is because there's a lot of our people that have not, they're afraid to face the reality, okay? Which, I mean, for whatever reason it is, but these are the realities. I mean, we can see the reality of the world through what? Through the scriptures, okay? The scriptures give us the how do I say, the scriptures give us the truth of the ways of the world, okay? Just like Solomon, he said, behold, I've seen all the works under the sun, and behold, it is all vanity, right? And vanity and vexation of spirit, right? So when you wake up to the truth, also, you realize that it's all bullshit. It's all vanity, okay? And like I said, when before you woke up to the truth, what did you want? You had vain goals, okay? You had vain how do I say, you just had vain goals, okay? Everything that you wanted was basically a facade. Whether, maybe you wanted money in the world, all right, but when you wake up to the truth, you realize that this money is fake and it's worthless, right? So that's when you start to deal with the reality of things, what, like, as far as the chip, which also goes back to the chip, the RFID microchip, which Esau is going to make mandatory soon, right? But you being naive to the chip, all right, and not facing that reality, then it's gonna hit you, and you're gonna be surprised. Okay, you're not gonna be prepared, and you're not gonna be resistant to it, right? Because you haven't been. If you haven't been dealing with the reality now, then you're not gonna face it. You're definitely not gonna face it then, you know. Or I'll say this: you'll be forced to face it. Okay, and like brothers always say, our reality will soon become everyone's reality, right? So the ones that aren't dealing with the reality of the truth right now, then they're going to be forced, you know. So I'll recant my statement, which is to say they won't face reality then, because they're going to have to. They're going to have to, because they're going to have no choice at that point, because it's not going to be any denying anymore, right? And that's why it says, but at the end it shall speak. What does that mean? That means it's not going to be any more denying. It's going to speak. These prophecies are going to speak clearly. Okay? All right. Let's see. Let me see. Now let's go. Real quick, Salakia. I believe it's Amos 3. Yep. Amos 3 and 7. It says Amos 3 and 7. Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. Okay? And that goes to show that the men of the Lord, okay, all right, which right now has to be Great Millstone, right? Because who else would it be? You know, but it says, surely the Lord will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto the servants, the prophets. So what does that mean? That means the men of the Lord are going to deal with reality, okay? Which reality is what? The Lord's secrets, okay? The Lord reveals the reality, okay, I keep repeating that word, but the Lord reveals the truth, the real essence of the world to his servants, the prophets, okay? The realness, okay? The depth, the underlying truth, okay? All right. Now let me keep going. I'm just gonna let the precepts roll. All right. Now this is let's get Isaiah 21. If I can find it. Yeah, Isaiah 21 and 6. It says, "For thus hath the Lord." Actually, let me start at 5. "Prepare the table, watch in the tower, eat, drink, arise, ye princes, and anoint the shield." Here's the point. "For thus saith the Lord, said unto me, Go, set a watchman, let him declare what he seeth." All right. So the men of the Lord are watchmen. Okay. And being a watchman means what? It means you're dealing with reality. Okay. Being a the job of being a watchman does not mean to be unaware, right? It doesn't mean to be ignorant, okay? Being a watchman involves knowing what's going on, dealing with the climate of the world, okay? Which we know that right now the world is in the climate of war, okay? And judgment, okay? All right, so being a watchman and dealing with reality means that what? You're constantly looking for the prophecies, okay? You're looking for the downfall of America, because these are the things that are prophesied in the scriptures, and we know that it's going to happen, right? So that's why we look at the international news. That's why we look at the economic the economic pits and down the economic damn, I keep the climate of the economy, okay? That's why we look at these things, okay? Is because this is what the Lord set us up to do, is to watch, all right? And that's dealing with reality. Exposing and knowing what the so-called white man is doing is dealing with reality. Now, if you don't want to deal with reality, then you'll ignore it and you'll give them a pass, right? But us at Great Millstone, we deal with reality. We deal with the, and I'll say this, even ignoring the RFID chip, going back to that Adam Abbott guy, right? Even ignoring the RFID chip, that means you're refusing to deal with reality. You're refusing to deal with because these guys always say, oh, the chip is this, the chip is a spiritual mark or whatever, right? But they're refusing to deal. They don't address the RFID chip. What about the reality of the fact that the RFID chip is everywhere? Okay, it's a trending thing right now. So where does that fall in line with the scriptures? Okay, if the mark of the beast is not the RFID chip, then where does the RFID chip fit into the scriptures? All right. So let's go to Psalms. Now let's go to Psalms 130, and I'll probably close up on this. This is Psalms 130 and 6. I'll start at 5. I wait for the Lord, my soul doth wait, and in his word do I hope. Okay, my soul waiteth for the Lord more than they that watch for the morning. I say more than they that watch for the morning, right? So the Lord, our soul is waiting for the Lord, all right? And it says more than they that watch for the morning. So we're waiting and we're watching for the Lord more than them that watch for the morning, okay? Which means what? That means we're constantly checking the news. We're constantly checking updates and we're searching for the downfall of this society, because that's what we want to happen, all right? So that's why, like I said, that's why we go into the international news. That's why we go into different things. That's why we go into the RFID chip. That's why we go into the scriptures, is so we can get more and more in tune with the reality of the world. Because in this world, Esau is giving you nothing but distractions. All right? He's giving you nothing but just distractions after distractions, sports, filth, and vanity, all right? Which is what? That's the opposite of reality. That's being in a falsehood, okay? Being delusional, all right? And we don't want to be delusional in these days. We want to know what's going on. We want to be hip to the trends. We want to know the prophecies so that when it happens, it won't be of a surprise, all right? Scriptures also say YAHAWASHI is going to come as a thief in the night. Why is he going to come as a thief in the night to these people? All right? Is because they aren't dealing with reality. They're not watching for the times, all right? So, Lord willing, you brothers were edified, all right? And we're going to keep dealing with reality, Lord willing, all right? And we want to give our praises to Yahawah.